Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we're going to be playing Merlin the Mage. I think it's the Mage anyways. Yeah, Merlin the Mage. We take an owl, of course, because we're Merlin. We want to cast spells. I mean, I'm pretty aggressively taking owls with Merlin early. You don't necessarily need it though. Like, Merlin definitely has applications outside of just playing mages, but I don't know. I really like playing mages. I have since the old game, and I like it in this one. I mean, even though it's not nearly as good in this game, I still do enjoy playing a mage or two. And we pick up a couple cat angels here. We're not going to triple it. That's just going to make us weaker on board for not too much benefit. Although there are level 2 treasures that are relevant. Opponent also doing some apprentice owl things here. But yeah, like if you find like Merlin's tower, then that's very good on Merlin if you're scaling, especially if you're scaling an apprentice owl or an acolyte or something. And there's also a treasure, I mean, ice ring, cast a spell every turn, and there's a mana stone that just gives you an extra mana every turn, which is fine. It's not great or anything, but casting like one extra spell a turn can be relevant. Don't really pick up anything significant here. We just picked up a talking frog and turned it into our free prince here just for the extra boost in stats there. We get to cast a couple spells. We don't have a second apprentice owl, which is a little bit awkward. Like, I wouldn't recommend going as hard on the spells as you see me doing here, with only a single owl. But yeah, that's just I was just in the mood to force mages in this game, and so that's what I did. We picked up an acolyte there with our hero power active. So sorry, I should have said Merlin's hero power is every 3 spells you cast, the third one gets cast a second time, and that can be very good. It's very easy to set up like a double XP turn with Merlin, or you can just jam as many or jam a bunch of spells and scale some mage units. We go for a new U on our Hansel there, our only 3 that we wanted to new U, and it turns into exactly the perfect unit here. Turns into a mage book, which is or a book mage, which is fantastic. I mean, it's just it's another mage. So once we find Crystal Sage, it'll get scaled, but also it's going to give us just an extra free spell every turn, basically. We also triple our acolyte and get a Seer's Sphere, which we're very, very happy to take. We got our ball online here, so that's just going to give us a bunch of extra mana, and also whenever we cast a targeted spell, it's going to replace it in the shop, as you saw it do it there. We're going to cast a blizzard as we pick up our second apprentice owl finally. Very happy to see that relatively early. I mean, it's 4.0, it's not early, but at least we didn't have to wait till level 6 or whatever. That's just going to kind of double up our owl scaling and turn them big when we finally do get to combine them. And with this extra mana, we get to take all the free rolls that we want. We don't have to worry about them kind of getting in the way of our actual spells that do things. Because that's one thing that, like, if you're trying to cast spells and you don't have a big mana pool, then those free rolls can kind of bite you. Also, when you're trying to play like angels or demons, those free rolls, you have to really think about them, which is both good and can be a little bit frustrating. I've found, like I've definitely taken a free roll on a turn early, and then seen like a demon that I wanted to buy, and then didn't have the mana for it, and been like, oh man, I can't believe I took that free roll. And speaking of that treasure, Merlin's tower I was talking about earlier, there it is. We were very happy to take that. So now, basically every third and every fourth spell is gonna get copied. So we're just getting a couple extra free copies. We're not really going to pay too much mind since we're just casting spells to scale our units. We're not going to pay too much mind for what we're tripling, just because like it takes a lot of extra sort of bandwidth to line all that up when we're try and line up like perfect spells to copy each time. So like I said, we just want volume of spells at this point, and we get another great shop here with a couple of Crystal Sages, which we're going to follow up with a combat spell. We are going to get these on the board, of course. And I did set it up so we have our ranged character in 7, just because like the spell cost reduction from the Crystal Sage Slay is going to be so important here that we really wanted to prioritize getting one of those, and we do get one of those, which is really nice. Normally, of course, you want your ranged character in 1 and 5. just so they have the opportunity to go first. There's another Acolyte. We do have one unupgraded Acolyte, but I don't think we're going to bother with the second one here. We don't really even care too much about our second Acolyte. We just wanted a little bit more, another relevant unit on the board, that is. And there's an XP spell here, and this is the XP spell that says if you win the fight, I believe you don't get the XP, but we sell for it anyways, just for the scaling, just to get some more stats onto our Crystal Sages and get those slays and get that spell cost reduction, because it's so important. We just want to cast really high volume of spells, of course. We get our level 5 triple, and we get Merlin Staff, another perfect hit for us. So we started off forcing mages, probably suboptimally. And we just kind of get paid off for it. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes when you force something, you just hit and it works out for you. And that's kind of the situation here. I definitely wouldn't recommend just forcing, but hey, sometimes it works out. So sometimes it's correct to just force. All right. Also, one thing I wanted to note that I kind of glossed over is the spell book that I picked up. So I think the spell book is a pretty big component for the mage's build. That's kind of one of the things that's going to help you kind of keep up with some of the higher power spike strategies. It's just gonna increase our linear scaling by a decent amount. You want to generally pick up a few of them if you can. You don't really want to be buying too many characters. You want to pick up a spell book or two. Or 3 or 4 if you can afford it, and then basically just cast as many spells as possible. At least that's kind of the strategy that I've been taking. Also, we went to Mix-a-Wizzle, our I still don't know the name of that spell. To Mix-a-Wizzle, our unupgraded apprentice owl, and yeah, it turned into a book mage, and then tripled into a golden book mage. So it will stay as a golden book mage after you flip, or you temporarily transform into it, as of course it combines with permanent units, and then it just is that now. We get a couple of slays there, so we get some really good cost reduction here. Also worth noting that the coin is not a heavy spell, so that's really nice to see when you're tripling spells, because we've got the double caster plus Merlin staff, so that's at least 3 plus we have our hero power, so every third spell, if we catch that, then that could be a lot of gold. And you can see we've got a lot of gold from those coins that we picked up early in the turn. 23 gold right now. That gives us a lot of rolls. We did use up all our mana very quickly though. Again, mana pool really, you really feel the restriction when you're playing a mage build like this. And I do think it's a pretty big restriction overall. Because we don't have any mana left, we're just going to pick up another spell book here. As I said, it's pretty good. And there's Titan's Flowers, which we really want to cast. We really want to double it. We've got the Merlin staff to double it, and if we can get a double with our hero power as well, then that's going to do a lot of stats. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been dumping all the toughness stats into my apprentice owl, and that is for a reason. Normally, these star builds, we'll be able to just kind of crush the mage builds, because mage builds generally don't have a ton of toughness, and the size of the stars that the star players are fielding are usually pretty big. We're just gonna take a skip here. None of that. We don't care about that at all. But yeah. So anyways, one of the ways that you can combat that is just put a billion toughness on an apprentice owl, and as long as it doesn't get scammed, then you can kind of easily tank all those stars with just a big owl. That's kind of one way around one of the weak matchups in this strategy. Anyways, there's that Titan's Flowers. We're gonna lock this time. We didn't lock last time just because we didn't necessarily want that to be the only spell we cast that turn. But I think this time we're definitely okay with it. Now that we see we're down to the top couple players with our opponent being stars, I think it's going to be important to just get that toughness onto our owl. Make sure we're winning this matchup, and we're winning pretty handily though, even without that Titan's Flowers. And yeah, we cast it once. It gets doubled. We get a ton of stats onto our owl, and that's going to be just a huge wall for this opponent. We don't get any mana because it is a draining spell, so we don't really do much else with our turn. But I think we're fine with that for the most part. Looks like opponent is doing a better job of whittling down our stats than in the last fight. They got some kind of a decent little power spike, it looks like. And yeah, with all those stars, they do manage a tie. And it looks like they've gotten a revive charge. We knocked the revive charge off last turn, but it looks like they got it back. That might be like we might be facing a bot here in the finals. And that might be a bug, because that has been happening with Chrono Crystal, the level 3 treasure. Where the bot opponent won't lose the chrono crystal, I want to say, and yeah, they'll just those keep reviving. But I think that was supposed to be taken care of. But it's possible that there's a little bit of a buggetry going on with this Savitri potential bot. But yeah, also you'll notice that we did cast another Titan's Flowers, which raises our Apprentice Owl's toughness to roughly 10,000. So good luck getting through that the stars player here. And yeah, they don't even come close. And yeah, we pop another revive. Hopefully they don't have another one after a little scout. It looks like they don't. There is a Circe's Cup, which we could have taken, but again, we don't want that to be our entire turn. We take a Hecate triple here, and we're going to get a bottled lightning, and that's going to work very well. Let's just increase our 10,000 health Apprentice Owl to 20,000. Once again, I don't think the stars are going to be able to get through that. And yeah, without much mana left, we just don't really have much else to do. We just kind of roll down until we try and find a relevant unit. Like, we're pretty much just looking for like a Hecate, I guess. We would probably lock like a wolf spell to triple that wolf. We end up playing the hunter instead of our other wolf, which had the Trident in it. And also, it's worth noting that this opponent did buy a mirror on the wall, and we actually got pretty fortunate to get our bottled lightning and change our positioning. Otherwise, yeah, that that mirror on the wall would have maybe been able to match our owl and create at least another tie. But yeah, I mean, the opponent buying the mirror does make me think that that was a real player as opposed to a bot. So I'm not really sure what happened with the extra revive charge there. Maybe they did have a chrono crystal and I just didn't notice it or something. But yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Just a classic mages game with Merlin. This is I mean, I like playing Merlin just because I like playing the mages. I know a lot of people liked playing mages as well. They did like a little poll in Discord. Livy, the honorary dev, has been hosting some polls on the Discord. So definitely join the FTF Discord. There's some fun stuff. People are always sharing like fun screenshots and whatnot, and it's a pretty chill place, and you can leave any feedback you have there. So definitely recommend joining that. Also, you can join my Discord and post any screenshots you want in my Fairytale Fables section of my Discord. So that is there's a link to that in the description. You can get to the Fairytale Fables Discord on the Fairytale Fables client. But yeah. Anyways, again, I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Sorry for rambling about Discord for like what felt like an hour. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.